Elizabeth's brother Charlie went on social media after the last episode of 90 Day Fiance, and oh my god, it is not looking good for his relationship with Andrei after what he said. Y'all, 90 Day Fiance was on not so long, but I'm going to talk about everything that went down in a couple of seconds. But first, we have to talk about what Elizabeth's brother Charlie said on social media because, oh my god, it's about Andrei, and yeah, if I was Andrei, I would not be very happy. So this is what he posted, that right there. The caption says, "My thoughts on tonight's episode." In the video, which I refuse to share, I mean, you can see it for yourself. It's on his thing, but I'm not going to share it on the video because he said some not very nice words to Andrei. He was basically just reenacting the scene that went down with Andrei and him and his dad and, you know, his sister, of them trying to kind of flip real estate, which I'll talk about in a couple seconds. But he was reenacting that. He was using like this stupid, annoying voice, like he was being Andrei, making fun of him, obviously. And at the end of it, he basically just said, "Get out of here. Like, you know, you're never going to ever be able to flip real estate." So now if you're wondering what went down in the episode that made, you know, Charlie say that and make that video about Andrei, this is what happened. They were trying to flip real estate. The dad, Chuck, kind of somewhat sort of offered Andrei a job in their family business. But if you're like me, you're probably also wondering, okay, wait, what is this role going to be? Don't you have to have a specific role and job duties to actually have a job? And they never once mentioned what is Andrei going to be doing. He did get his real estate license, but still, it's like, what is the guy going to actually do? So his first day on the job came, he went and picked up Elizabeth's dad, Chuck. They went to this house they were going to buy and fix and flip, and guess who walked in the door? It was Charlie. So Andrei gave him a little bit of one of these. They said, "What's up?" They said, "Hey, let's make some money, let's do this freaking thing." They were looking at the house. There was a little bit of tension, but I was kind of like, oh, they're kind of getting along, and you know what? This thing actually might work. And then about a half second later, you know, Elizabeth's other sister, who was also a realtor, came in the door, and she was like, "What is going on?" And to me, that scene seemed completely fake because it just seemed so staged how they got to the house. Then she ran through the door and the cameras were there and she couldn't believe it. It's like, that seemed a little bit fake to me. Could be real though. But she was under the impression that Andrei was going to be the one actually being the listing agent, being the realtor for the house. And that's when I went back and I was like, wait, yeah, they never did ever mention, what is he going to do? What is his job duty? Because then about a second later, after the sister said that, Charlie, her brother, was like, wait a second, I thought he was going to be doing the manual labor and coming in and fixing it. And then Andrei was like, wait, I'm not doing any manual labor. And the dad, who like basically invited the guy to come into this business, was just sitting there, his mouth was shut, he had nothing to say. So I was just like, what in the heck is going on? It made absolutely no sense. I kind of thought they were going to be able to hash it out and make it work, but apparently Andrei and Charlie, to this day, because literally last night, Charlie posted that video completely mocking Andrei. There's no way they're friends. There's no way they're even in communication after watching that video. It was that just like embarrassing. He was making fun of the guy that bad. So, I mean, yeah, they guess they probably aren't working together. They probably are not doing business. They probably are not even freaking friends. And the thing I still don't understand is, what did the dad think, you know, Andrei was going to do? He still never even mentioned it because finally, apparently, Charlie the brother and the dad, Chuck, are 50-50 partners. I don't know why no one else is in on this partnership deal, but I guess they're 50-50 partners, and that's when I kind of went back and I was like, wait, what the heck? Because if you're 50-50, how does Andrei come into this? Will he be working as an employee? It doesn't make any freaking sense. And that's when the dad was kind of like, I will pay Andrei from my share. So then Andrei was okay, well now it's only just the dad, you know, just Chuck's opinion what I do and what I don't do. But then Charlie was he was being kind of voicey and whatnot, so a lot of different things going on. I don't even know, completely crazy, completely bizarre. I can't even figure out if it's even freaking true. Is that dramatic and crazy? It's like, is this even freaking really honestly true? So yes, more on them in a couple of seconds. Now I want to talk about another couple, which, oh my god, these people, they need to get a divorce. It's ridiculous. It's gone on too far. That'd be Kalani and Asuelu. They're still together. Kalani's sister, Kolini, has now come into the house. She's living with them. Kalani and the sister went over to a furniture store. They were hanging out. That is when Kalani ended up opening up and admitting that her relationship with Asuelu is pretty much at the... There's nothing. There's nothing going on. They don't even stay in the same room. They don't really talk often, and it's just because of Asuelu's, you know, culture that he was raised in that they won't be getting a divorce anytime soon. So she says, but now the word divorce, we got to see. She was talking to her dad at the end of the episode, and the word divorce is kind of being thrown around a bit. So I don't know where they stand. All I know is these two have absolutely no business being together. That's basically the gist of it. Kalani did sit down with Asuelu. They were talking about ways that they can spice things up, if you know what I mean. mean? And it's kind of just like, I just sat there and it's like, you know, what's the word? A dead, you know, something of a horse, you're hitting the horse. Okay, yeah, that's basically it right here. They keep on trying to make this thing work because they have these two kids, and it'll probably never work. They'll never see eye to eye. Asuelu, he, I don't know. He is just so bizarre on this show, honestly. If you see him on social media, he's posting dancing videos, and he's running around and singing and doing this, and he's funny, and he seems cool, and he's hanging out with the kids. On the show, he's quiet, and he seems stubborn, and he's constantly getting mad, and he's never agreeing, and he's always arguing. So I don't know if they just force him to be like that. I don't know if it's just the show. Maybe he's just like that. Maybe in real life he's actually like that. Then when he's filming himself, he's going to be all jolly and happy. So I really don't know. He seemed pretty ornery. They were not getting along. They're going to try to kind of, I don't know, see if they can do something to spice up their relationship. Maybe they can, maybe they won't, but like I said, we gotta see at the end of the episode for the next episode that Kalani had to sit down with her dad, and the word divorce was getting thrown around quite a bit. And then we saw Angela. Yeah, Angela, I'll keep her real quick too. The gist of Angela is this. She got her weight loss procedure, and she got other procedures. You know, I could barely, honestly, to be completely honest with you guys, I could barely stomach to watch it. Even though they blurred everything out, I just, like, really have a weak stomach, and so when they were doing stuff and they were weighing stuff and fat and all this stuff, I was like, oh my god, like, I literally had to close my eyes. I literally had to watch, I swear to you guys, I watched it like this. Like, I could not even stand to watch it. So, I personally did not see much of Angela. She got her procedure. They were, of course, acting like it was, you know, oh my god, they kept saying, Angela, wake up, wake up. I'm sure she was fine. And the thing is, we know in present day, she's perfectly fine. She's lost a crap ton of weight, and she's doing great. So they were acting like, you know, she needs to wake up. And of course, her friend, and I'm sorry, this lady, maybe she is friends with Angela, but how have we never heard of her before Angela got married in Nigeria? Like, I've never, ever heard of this person ever named JoJo. Maybe they are friends, maybe 90 Day Fiance just hired the girl, I really don't know, but now she has this friend named JoJo who's by her side, and it was the funniest, it was honestly probably the funniest thing from last week's episode, because she was in the procedure, she was getting the stuff done, she was there for hours and hours. I mean, it was a long thing, I will say. Another thing too, because Angela loves her cigarettes, yeah, that probably doesn't help, you know, her healing process by any means. So I do agree, it's probably not the safest thing for her to be doing. But the funniest thing is JoJo, who we have never even really heard of before, besides the last season. She was telling the cameras, she was like, you know, my biggest concern is what if Angela doesn't wake up? Then what do we do? And then she was like, of course I'd have to step in and go help raise the kids or the grandkids. I'm like, what? Are you even freaking talking about? You're gonna help raise her grandkids? We have never even heard of you. Maybe she's a really nice, sweet, genuine person, but I'm kind of like, do you guys even live in the same city? Like, it makes absolutely no sense. If I had to guess, maybe this JoJo person saw Angela on 90 Day Fiance when she was first on. She thought she was funny. She reached out to her on, like, Facebook, and they kind of hit it off as friends. Maybe. And Michael FaceTimed in. He was all nervous and scared and whatever. She's fine. Angela makes it through. She's perfectly fine. She looks great now. And that's basically the gist of it. The doctor was kind of walking around laughing, patting himself on the back. It was actually kind of funny. So that happened with them. Who else did we get to see? We got to see Tiffany and Ronald, and oh, bless my heart. You want to talk about making me cry? I am an emotional wreck lately. Yeah, Tiffany has her son, Daniel. I don't know how old this person is. I don't even know. I'm not good with ages. He's anywhere from like 6 on the really low end to like 10. He's probably like 8. I could definitely see like 8. I don't think he's 6, but I don't think he's like 10. Probably 8, 9, something. He's a young kid. And this guy, I'll tell you a couple things. He's a sweet kid. He is just like obsessed with Ronald, his stepdad. He calls his dad. And my heart melted. My heart literally melted. I was so cute to see. They put together, they being Daniel and Tiffany, they put together a new bed frame because they moved to an apartment. And after they did it, they finished it. He felt so happy he wanted to FaceTime his dad, Ronald. They FaceTimed. It was sweet. It was cute. Ronald, You know, I was really annoyed with the guy in the last episode because he wasn't willing to pay for the tickets for them to go to South Africa. I was kind of annoyed with him, but he is a good guy at the core, I think. I think he does mean well. So I was kind of frustrated, kind of annoyed. I think at the end of the day, he is a pretty solid, decent guy. So they were FaceTiming. It was sweet how he was treating Daniel and everything. Their relationship has always been sweet. And then, of course, Ronald was saying, hey, give me the FaceTime so I can talk to your mom, and that's when things kind of went south. They started fighting again. That's all they do. Tiffany and Ronald, they fight and they fight and they fight. And basically, we do know they go to South Africa. Tiffany, the baby, and Daniel. I don't know how they get there because Tiffany did refund her ticket. So I don't know if, you know, I mean, I can only hope and pray that Ronald just pulls the money out of his you-know-what and they can go to South Africa for the tickets because it's like, I really don't want to see Tiffany buy them, to be honest. So I'm crossing my fingers. I'm hoping to God that they can just kind of, you know, find a way and get over there because we do know they do end up filming in South Africa, so they do kind of end up there somehow, but their relationship is a mess. And if Ronald cannot come to America pretty soon, I don't see this working whatsoever. And I don't see them going to South Africa. They've tried it. They don't fit there. It's not a good fit for the family. They will likely not be going there anytime soon. So if Ronald cannot come to America, I think their relationship is honestly going to be over pretty soon, which will just absolutely crush Daniel's heart. And then there was Yara and Jovi. I'm more so curious what you guys think. I'm not a parent, so I can't talk. The gist of their little storyline this last episode was this. Jovi is leaving away. He's leaving for some time, for like a month or something for work. He's getting ready to go. And Yara, she's just so motherly and sweet and happy about her baby girl. She's really kind of watching over her. I feel like that was a bit dramatic how they showed it because they were showing it like Yara kept, you know, looking over and this, but I get it. Like, I'm the same way. I totally get it. So she was kind of really nervous about the baby. And then they were making it seem like Jovi was kind of more casual. And so my question for you guys is, do you agree or disagree with how that was portrayed? Because I watched it because Jovi kept saying this. He goes, I love our baby girl. I love her so much. However, I come from divorced parents. If you don't know, Jovi's dad is not the dad we saw on 90 Day Fiance. No. He has a different biological dad. The dad we saw in 90 Day Fiance that is now married to his real mom, that is the guy that raised him. But when he was like 1 year or 2 old, his actual biological dad left. They got a divorce, and I don't think he's even in his life anymore. So my whole point is, you know, Jovi's nervous. He does not want to just completely focus all their energy on the baby and then lose the spark in their relationship. And I kind of get it to a certain degree. I mean, isn't the baby's like a week old? So I'm also kind of like, okay, that's a little soon, but I get the whole, you know, the spark thing. They want to keep the spark going, and Yara's kind of more like, you know, baby. Yara keeps thinking about the baby, and Joey's kind of more thinking about like the baby and our relationship. So I'm curious what you guys think, all the mothers and fathers out there, really, do you guys think that he's focusing too much energy on their relationship, not enough on the baby, or what? They were kind of making it seem like, you know, Joey wasn't as good with the baby. I think that, honestly, I think Joey's going to be a great dad. He does seem like he's kind of mellowed out. I think he wants to take care of her. He's probably a little bit more on the lax side of things, whereas Yara's like really, you know, motherly, and I think that's sweet. Like, honestly, I think that's an amazing quality for someone that wants to, you know, I don't know, be close with your kids and whatnot. That's good. It's a lot better that Yara's close with her kid than her, like, you know, ignoring the kids. So I don't think that's as bad by any means, but I get Jovi's point where it's like he wants to keep the marriage going and happy and they need some alone time occasionally. So I get it. I'm kind of more curious what y'all think. So comment below if you agree with Jovi or if you disagree. And while we are talking about early, you know, new couples, we have to talk about Brandon and Julia. One of just the most bizarre things. Here is the scoop with them. Brandon, he didn't do jack crap. In the last episode, nothing happened with him. Julia, however, was looking at getting a new job. She is still working on the farm for free. That is like basically fake though. And I can't even talk to you guys about this because it's like when I see this, if you don't know, the reason she's working on the farm is a couple reasons. Basically, that was Brandon's job. And so she's taking over Brandon's job for working on the farm. And they also live at the house rent-free. So I know no one can stand Brandon's parents, and they are kind of nosy, and they are kind of weird. But I will say, if they're living rent-free, I don't care who it is, whether it's Brandon or Julia, they should probably do something to hold their own in the house. And so what was going on was Brandon was the one working on the farm. But Brandon, because he already works 9 to 5, Julia just said, hey, I will work your farm shift, and then you can work your job, so when we're done for the day, both of us, we can just kind of come together, hang out and whatnot. That is how that is going. So Julia, yes, she is working on the farm, but it's not like her career or her job. It's like she's just like doing a couple hours a day on the farm. And you guys are probably going to say, you know, they need to pay her. They probably should pay her. But what I would do is say, okay, Julia, we're going to charge you rent and then we'll pay you. Because then it's like all the money they pay you goes back to the rent, probably. So the whole thing is just freaking stupid. That's all I gotta say on that. But she's looking at getting a new job as a wedding planner. She didn't make a ton of progress with it, not really. She met with a wedding planner, that was cool. She met with her, she got some advice. That was basically the gist of it, not really much else there. And then she went back because the wedding planner told Julia, you need to start networking, you need to start making friends, which I agree, she should start making friends that are women too, you know. She really probably only has Brandon and Brandon's mom and Brandon's dad, and that's probably about it. So Brandon was like, hey, I have this random friend who I grew up with. We are just friends. We never dated, nothing romantic, but she is my friend. How about we all go out and hang out? And Julia just flipped out, and she was going crazy. And to me, it seemed kind of fake. So I was like, really? They never dated? Do you really care? I mean, maybe, but it's like, really? They're just friends. They've known each other for a million years. He even said she's like my sibling. So really, you're going to get mad at that, Julia? But she was mad. She was upset. And we do find out that they do all end up going out, and that is when Julia actually flipped out and ran out of the restaurant where they were at. And it was kind of just awkward and weird, and it's like, why do you, like, maybe there's more to the story, but it really, Brandon was so calm, and he was just like, she's my friend, nothing ever happened, we were just friends, that's it. So I'm kind of like, why are you so upset? So that was annoying, but last but not least, I believe, unless I'm forgetting, no, I don't think I am. Last but not least would be Mike and Natalie, and oh my god, here's a real quick scoop with them. In the last episode, we got to see that basically Natalie called out Mike for having a follower, which we now know years and years and years ago sent Mike and a picture of everything, you know what I'm talking about? And so I didn't realize that was like years and years and years ago, but Natalie said that, you know, you have this one friend who lives in Nevada who sent that picture. She made it sound like it was like, you know, a week ago, but Mike ended up saying that no, it was like years ago. And so Mike got so upset that she brought it up, he ran out of the restaurant and literally got in his car and drove home like 2 hours from Seattle. So he was really mad. He was upset. Natalie ended up coming back the next day. She felt like Mike owed her an apology, and Mike said, no, you owe me an apology. You brought this up. I didn't do anything. And I feel like they're both kind of wrong, you know? I mean, I don't... Look, if this random stranger sent Mike this picture and he did not ask for it and was not talking to the person, then hey, really, it's not his fault. He didn't do anything wrong. But if he was talking to her and they were kind of, you know, having some fun and this, that, and the other, then we can kind of have a talk where it might kind of be his fault. So, but Natalie, the other thing too is like, assuming she just sent the picture for no apparent reason, then why is Natalie bringing it up? And so I just feel like they're both kind of wrong. Natalie did apologize, and Mike said, in the future, at some date, I don't know when, I will accept your apology. So, kind of freaking stupid. So that happened, which was just, you know, great, whatever, we got to see that. But then we also got to see in the next upcoming episode of 90 Day Fiancé, guess where they go? They are going to meet up with Mike's mom, who I didn't realize Mike is an only child, number one, so obviously the mom spoils the crap out of him. But if you don't already know, Mike's mom was the one that actually tried to end, you know, Mike and Natalie from not getting married. And you know what? It probably does sound kind of rude that she wanted to do that, but let's be real. They're getting a divorce in present day, so it's like they had no business whatsoever getting married, and the mom was honestly kind of freaking right. So, oh my god, you guys, 90 Day Fiancé. Before I sign off, I want to say one real quick thing. Read behind me. If you can't tell, I got a new sign. I'm really curious if this is going to be flipped for you guys, because when I look at it like this, it's as amazing things are happening, but when I look in the camera, it's reversed. So I'm a complete idiot. There's that mirror effect. Maybe should I have wrote that backwards? Also, too, I wrote it and I wrote down amazing thing are happening. I wrote it at like 5 in the morning, so I just can't ever sleep anymore. And then I pulled it back and I read it and I go amazing thing, and I go, oh my god, I forgot an S. So then I had to squeeze in an S in there. But y'all, let's read it, y'all. I love you guys all so much, and hear it from me. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Amazing things are happening.